I'm going to introduce this new initiative from the MIDAS theme, which is called RaCEEs, Rapid Conversion of Economic Evaluations. Now, as the name suggests, it's going to be part of the RaCEEs program. You probably heard of the RaCEEs program before. RaCEEs stands for Rapid Conversion of Evidence Summaries. I would say it's probably one of the most successful programs for our MIDAS team, also across the ARC West Coast. In terms of what we intend to do is to have people from the ARC West Coast. So this is a real initiative open to anyone from ARC West Coast member institutions. And we are going to take together an existing economic evaluation. So an existing paper talking about an economic evaluation, and we are critically appraising this economic evaluation together, and then build on the findings from the economic evaluation in order to draw some implications for policy, practice, and future research. Again, if you know about the RaCEEs, you will see the similarities here. Of course, RaCEEs focus on systematic reviews. We are going to focus on economic evaluations, but similar type of process. What are RaCEEs for? Are anyone from ARC West Coast member institutions. And our objective is to make sure that you grow your skills in health economics, so you will have access to our little but valuable, let's say, health economics team in MIDAS, and you will grow your skills in critical appraisal. So it's a co-production, it's a collaboration between us, the academics in a way, and you in terms of developing grow skills in health economics and critical appraisal. And finally, you can publish a paper. So as you probably know, there is a relatively quick turnaround for RaCEEs, for example. People tend to draft RaCEEs quite quickly, and the journals have a quick turnaround in terms of reviewing them and setting them. Hopefully, it will be the same for the RaCEEs. And you can aim to publish a paper in a relatively quick time. What's the price? It's free. So in terms of opportunity cost, really little decisions here, isn't it? So it's free for anyone in the ARC West Coast. If you want to see an example, now you got a QR code here of an existing, already published rapid conversion economic evaluation, which Luis and I did last year with some clinicians from Royal Preston Hospital. You got access to the slide later on, so you can have access to this article, and you can see how we work with these clinicians in terms of critically appraising an economic evaluation and making sure we had this implication for practice and avenues for future research laid out in the commentary we wrote together. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about the content, and then I'm going to also talk a bit more about the logistics in the next few slides. But about the content, we would like to give you all the skills you need to take an economic evaluation, read it, interpret it, and critically appraise it. So it might take some time, it might take some time and resources to grow your skills around all these elements, but we are going to try to cover everything you need to do. Now, we're not expecting you to become a fully fledged health economist. There are things we ourselves need to learn every time. So this is just to give you the skills in order to write RaCEE together with us, of course. So in our session, there are 6 sections, and I'm going to just cover very quickly what we're going to cover in each session. These are online sessions, which are going to start from May until July, and then we will have a final workshop in September. In the first session, we will help you identify an economic evaluation, so an article around your topic of interest. You can choose the article, and we can then start working on this article together. Session 2 is about finding the key attributes of an economic evaluation, which really should be present in each article. And again, we'll go through with you about what to look out for in terms of finding these key elements of an economic evaluation. Session 3 is about costs. Again, how to read, how to interpret the costs information within a research article. The same for the outcomes, which we will cover in session 4. And then we will look at the analysis, or the results section, and try to interpret the analysis, sensitivity analysis. Session 6 is kind of optional. It's a Q&A session. Any questions that might arise, we can discuss them together. And then the final bit is the workshop, which will take place in September as part of the wider ArcFest in Kendal. But what is important to note is that hopefully you will work with other people, so in a team. So you will have a topic of interest which will be common to other people. We will put you in the same team. You don't need to attend each session. The session will be available on demand as a recording. You can even task share with other people in the team. Like, for example, you can decide to attend session 1, another person can attend session 2. At the end of each session, we will give you some homework to do, and that homework really literally consists of writing up the RaCEE. So when you go to the workshop, you got most of the RaCEE completed or drafted. And then at the workshop, we will do the critical appraisal together, and we will talk about implication for policy, practice, and future research. In terms of dates, as I mentioned, 6 online sessions of 1 hour each. Again, they're available on demand. You don't need to attend the live session, but they're going to be available on demand. And one face-to-face workshop in September. These are the dates that we set up. So, as I was mentioned before, the course will start from May, exactly from the week starting on the 13th of May. And you have 2 sessions every month, basically, finishing in July. And then the workshop, which will take place in Kendal on Tuesday, the 10th of September, as I said, as part of the wider ArcFest. Now, how to sign up? So hopefully you will have grown some interest in health economics after this session. You want to engage in our RaCEEs course, so that we have some places available. There's only 4 of us. So we would like to allocate each one of us to one particular group or individual, preferably group, so you can work with other people. So I will be allocated to one group, Luis will be allocated to one group, Misael to another group, and Andy to another group. So there are maximum 4 places available, and it comes on a first come, first served basis. So I will share the link in a minute, but it's important to note, if you're not able to take part in this run of the RaCEEs, that there's going to be another run in future, and we can put your name in a waiting list for the next run, which will probably or presumably will be in autumn or winter. And this is the link to the form to register. So again, you'll have access to this in the slides. We will share it with you in an email. It's a simple Microsoft form where you can express your topic of interest if you have any. So if you have, I think it's maximum 3 topics you can express. Also, you can express your preferred date and time for each session. So we will try to accommodate as many people as possible in terms of date and time for the sessions we are going to run. That's why I was talking about week starting before rather than actual dates, because we are trying to really accommodate as many people as possible in terms of availability. But as I said, recordings will be available on demand. You will have a personalized team space, Microsoft team space, where you can work with the other members of the team. So you can interact with us as well, and everything will be organized for your particular group and your particular team. And we'll see you we'll see you later on, hopefully at the RaCEEs or in the Arc Northwest Coast. Thank you, everyone.